Microphone. Oh. You guys do your thing. Good? Good? Okay. I will call this meeting to order at 9 o'clock a.m. We'll go ahead and start with the land acknowledgement. Associated Students recognizes and acknowledges the first people of this ancestral and unceded territory of Fernandino Tataviam Band of Mission Indians that is now occupied by our campus of California State University Northridge, honors their elders past and present, and the descendants who are citizens of the Fernandino Tataviam Band of Mission Indians. Associated Students recognizes that the tribe is still here, and we are committed to lifting up their stories, culture, and community. I will now hand it over to Attorney General Martinez for the roll call.
Vice President Kahn. Here. Senator Aronson.
Here.
Senator Basilo.
Here.
Senator Flores.
Here.
Senator Gavino.
Here.
Senator Geminiano Aragon. Senator Harris.
Here.
Senator Coviña.
Here.
Senator Miyoshi.
Here.
Senator Nunez.
Here.
Senator Olgun.
Here.
Senator Pulliam.
Here.
Senator Shirazadi.
Here.
And Senator Chan. Thank you. We have quorum.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion on the floor for the approval of today's agenda? Senator Gavino.
I move to approve the agenda for February 3rd, 2025.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Shirazadi. Now that we are in discussion, I will recommend a motion to amend the agenda to strike through line item C under new business, as Senator Rodriguez-Weda has resigned from his seat. Is there I would recommend an amendment. Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Permission to be recognized?
Granted, thank you.
I know.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
I move to amend the agenda to strike through line item C over new business.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing no discussion on the amendment, we'll take the amendment to a vote. All in favor of striking through line item C of new business on the agenda, please raise your hand. This motion passes unanimously. We'll now go back to the amendment passes unanimously. We'll now go back to the motion as amended. Is there any further discussion on the motion as amended? Seeing no discussion, we'll take this to a vote. All in favor of approving the agenda as amended, please raise your hand. Thank you. This passes unanimously. And then now we'll move on to the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Nunez. Yeah.
I move to approve the minutes of January 27, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Aronson. Any discussion on the approval of the minutes? Okay. Seeing no discussion, we'll take the minutes to a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes from January 27, 2024, please raise your hand. Oh, it should be 2025, actually. But we already approved the agenda. That's okay. All right, we'll now move on to special presentation. The Giving Day fundraiser campaign with Chelsea and, is it Rochelle or Rachel? Okay, see? Okay, great. We'll have that put up right now. Go ahead, and then just click the button on the microphone, and then, yeah, you're good to go.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm Chelsea Weisenbaker. I'm the Director of Annual Giving and Donor Stewardship here at CSUN. And I'm Rochelle Youssef, the Annual Giving Manager at CSUN. Can you go to next slide, please? We are here to talk about CSUN's Giving Day, which is a university-wide fundraising campaign that's coming up on March 5th and 6th.
Could you speak a little closer to the microphone?
Oh, sure, sorry.
No, it's okay. That's no problem.
So it's a university-wide fundraising campaign that's,
You can move the microphone as well.
okay.
Sorry.
March 5th and 6th. Participating clubs and organizations are eligible to apply to participate in Giving Day, and so we'll go through what Giving Day is, how clubs and orgs can apply, and we'll also be talking about an exciting challenge that will allow clubs and orgs to compete for additional funding for their clubs on Giving Day, and then some tips and tricks for raising the most money for your club or org. So if you go to the next slide, please. So Giving Day, you may have heard of it. This is our 3rd year hosting this campaign at CSUN. It's a 36-hour flash fundraising campaign that involves all of campus and programs across campus. And we engage our alumni base of over 200,000 alumni members, as well as our campus colleagues, campus partners, and students as well, to help spread the word about the impact of philanthropy at CSUN and raise money for programs, organizations, and the good work that's happening on campus. So how can Giving Day help student clubs and organizations? Well, if a student club or org wants to participate in Giving Day, what they're able to do is raise funds for your efforts. Gifts that come in on Giving Day for a club or organization will be deposited into your AS agency account, so you're able to utilize those funds for the expenditures that you normally would for your activities and efforts. It helps gain exposure for the things that you're doing with your club or organization. There's a lot of communications that go out around Giving Day, central to CSUN, to our alumni audiences. There's a vast email campaign, marketing campaign that's happening from the university centrally, but then also from other programs and academic departments throughout campus. So there's going to be a lot of buzz around Giving Day and leading up to March 5th and 6th. And then, of course, as I mentioned, the Brighter Future Challenge, which is the opportunity to win additional funding for your clubs, which we'll get into a little bit later in the presentation. Next slide, please. Okay, so how to participate. If you are an officially chartered club or organization and you have access to an AS agency account, then you are eligible to apply to participate and fundraise during Giving Day. You can scan the QR code there, which will lead you to a survey to enter your club's information. And essentially, it's very simple. We need your official name and the name and number of your agency account, and then a 3 or 4 sentence description about what your club or organization is, what you do, and why donor funding would be important to you and how it would support the activities and efforts of your club or org. And then a photo or a logo, if you have a couple, you can send them our way. And we'll take this information and we'll populate it on our Giving Day website. There's a special page specifically for participating clubs and organizations where all of this information will live. And that page is what clubs and orgs will be sharing with their audiences leading up to and during the fundraising campaign. And the deadline to submit this information is Friday, so February 7th. We sent out an email a couple of weeks ago to the full list of presidents for clubs and orgs that we received from the MIC. So a communication has already been sent out. We've received a handful of applications at this point and have been in contact with the clubs and orgs who would like to participate. But if there's anybody here or anybody that you know who's affiliated with a club or org who would like to take part, please share this information with them and ask them to apply by the end of the week. And I'm going to share a little bit about what the Brighter Future Challenge is. This is something that we did last year, so if anyone is familiar with Giving Day, this specific challenge did take place last year as well. But essentially, we're doing a challenge where the top 3 clubs and orgs that have signed up to participate and are on our Giving Day site that raise the highest number of unique donors on Giving Day, so that'll be March 5th and 6th, will receive a portion of the $5,000 that's been made possible by President Beck's Brighter Future Challenge. In an effort to make sure we get as many folks involved and benefiting as possible, we do have it set up so that like 3 different groups will get 3 different amounts, so that $5,000 is spread across those 3 groups. The first place gets $2,500, second $1,500, and third place is $1,000. Next slide, please. We do have a couple of tips for fundraising here that we wanted to share that hopefully you'll also share to other clubs and orgs on campus. I also should have definitely brought my glasses because I'm squinting. You can sign up to be an ambassador at givingday.csun.edu, which will give you access to a bunch of helpful graphics, templates, messaging you can use and customize for your club or org. And then you can also use those resources, obviously, to promote any of those clubs and orgs to your networks. The best thing you can do is be really clear about what your fundraising goes towards. I think one of the great things about fundraising for student clubs and orgs is everyone wants to do it. Everyone wants to give directly to our students, and everyone wants to give particularly to the initiatives that our students are doing. So being clear about what you're fundraising for, why donors should give, and how it impacts the projects is really, really helpful, again, particularly for our student clubs and orgs. And then make the ask to as many people as possible. Social media is great, emails are great, personal asks, phone calls, text, and doing it sort of as often as possible. And if you have access to a social media account, being able to post that, newsletters, whatever way you can reach your audience is best. And I think that's it except for questions. Does anyone have any questions for us?
Asia?
Good morning.
Good morning.
You said before for the Brighter Future competition that whoever gets the most, you said unique donors?
Yes.
Can you describe what unique donors means for our students?
Yes,
Thank you.
that's a great question. So essentially, what we want to be mindful of is that a unique donation is a unique email account that makes a donation to the site. So if you went on and made 3 different gifts to the same club, it'll only count as 1 gift. So it won't count as 3 donors because you're donating with the same email account. We do also have some folks who will use different email accounts in an attempt to kind of work around that system. Just know we do see the back end and do see credit card and address information. We try not to get into that, but at the very least, unique email accounts is what counts. And we don't want anyone donating repeatedly thinking it's doing something if it's not. So thank you for that question. Anything else?
Questions? Anyone? Comments?
You can also direct any questions to annualgiving@csun.edu. So.
That means you did a great job if I have no questions.
Oh,
so.
thank you very much.
All right, I think
Thank you,
I think we're
everyone.
good. That's it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Now that we are done with special presentation, we will move into open forum. Yes, Senator Basilia.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Senator Gavino?
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Senator Tran?
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Is there anyone here for open forum?
Good morning, everybody. I'm so happy to be here. Good morning, y'all. I just wanted to say thank you for your discussion and conversation from last week regarding my permission to leave meetings at 10 a.m. Other than that, I just want to say that just re-say again what I've said before. I am committed to be here. I'm committed to do my responsibilities and duties that I have to do outside of Senate meetings. And I've came to an agreement with my professor to miss some Senate meetings to be here. When the Senate agendas are very full and I need to be here and to be voted on things, I will be here. On the other side of the note, it's been a year and a half being a senator. A few of my accomplishments is opposition to the season-ready equitable access proposal, creating the first generation event here in CSUN-AS, a sport club scholarship, implementation of stipends for sport clubs, and I still have a lot of things that I want to work on. As an undocumented student, there's a lot of things happening right now. Attacking the undocumented population just in general. And, I have so many, goals to do for the undocumented student community and just, as a whole, the student body. So, yeah, thank you, and I ask you to reconsider the motion and vote for it. Thank you.
Good morning. Good morning to all my fellow senators. I have a statement that I wanted to read, so what I'm about to say, I do so not only as a student representative, but also as a member of the YDSA Club here at CSUN. Tensions are escalating quickly in America and abroad. A wave of protests erupted around the country over the weekend, and more are planned in the coming days. We understand that everyone is in a precarious situation at the moment and reluctant to make a move. However, the student body is again looking to clubs for leadership as the school administration remains silent. The CSU system has a financial interest in getting students to attend classes. This has been made clear by a wave of professors pushing the administration's in-person agenda. If the university wants the students to show up and spend money on campus, they need to make us feel safe. Help us help you. The CSUN YDSA is calling on the state and the CSU system to designate its campuses as sanctuary zones and utilize the existing emergency alert system to notify students of the presence of federal agents on or near campus. CSU students are not just a source of revenue. We are a community, and we must be willing to take risks to protect our community. Thank you.
Good morning, President Kroom, Vice President Khan, faculty, cabinet members, and senators. I just wanted to come in during open forum to speak today, as I was unable to last meeting, in regards to the motion made to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules in order for me to take a class at 11:30 a.m. I am a first-generation senior graduating this semester, and my 11:30 a.m. class is required for my degree. I knew during the fall semester that I would be taking this class, and when registering during that semester, I did inform President Kroom and Vice President Khan. With almost all of our meetings last semester ending prior to 11 a.m., I didn't foresee any issues with being unable to fulfill my duties both as a senator and as a student. In previous years, senators have been approved for the same suspension of standing rules with classes starting at 11 a.m. While this motion may be newer to this current leadership, it isn't unprecedented. I still understand concerns of my time commitment and want to assure you all that I am still able to complete office hours, standing committee hours, Isaac and I's town hall, and my personal project. Additionally, alongside Isaac, I have helped maintain strong relationships between associated students with all constituents, faculty, campus organizations, and our college's dean and associate dean. I am able to do so all while participating in other organizations and with a lead position in my job that I work to afford my education. I urge you today to vote in favor of the suspension of Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules in order for me to complete a degree-required course. We are all students first, and voting in opposition makes a statement on how AS leadership views education and extracurriculars and which is prioritized. I hope you all appreciate the dedication I have to my AS leadership role as well as my academic career. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. As you know, my name is Isaac, Senator for the College of Arts, Media, and Communication, and I'm speaking today just to briefly touch on the items in new business to reconsider the suspension of the rules to allow certain senators to take classes. I don't expect all of you to vote any certain way should these motions be reconsidered, but I would like for you all to fully understand and think about the effects and ramifications of your vote. Senate is the most outward way in which senators serve associated students, but is not the only way. The senators that are up for consideration today are involved and valuable members in their standing committees, and I can speak directly to this for Senators Perez and Toledo Carranza, as they served in internal affairs while I held the chair position. They serve on university committees and provide strong and necessary perspectives as student representatives. They have strong relationships with their college deans and their constituents, and they are all dedicated student advocates inside and outside of this room. We as associated students have no time to delay in taking action on the attacks to our education and our student populations. While your vote is based on your opinion, I ask you all to consider the work and perspective these senators would be unable to continue and promote should their positions be vacated. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is James Forrester. I serve as the AS Programs Manager, and I'm here to just provide you all with a little bit of an update about some of our upcoming events. So first, our first event of the semester starts up this week. So Tuesday, the Farmers Market is back. You can expect the Farmers Market to run its normal time from 10 to 2:30 p.m. You can go out there and grab some food from the vendors. Just because I know I've gotten this question already this week, and it's only a little past 9, the rain is not expected to start Tuesday morning. It's expected to be Tuesday night. So as far as I know, as of right now, unless the rain shifts, the plan is to still have the farmers market at its normal time. Additionally, at the farmers market, we'll also be hosting a mini Sportsapalooza. We're working with our sports clubs department, where 20 of our sport club teams will be out there, along with a few other AS departments as well, promoting themselves, and they'll be on the grass area behind where the Matador Square is. So you can expect to see us out there tomorrow from at least 10 to 2, and then the market itself from 10 to 2:30. Additionally, I wanted to let you all know about another event that we're helping out with. So AS is going to be partnering with athletics for their upcoming basketball game this upcoming Thursday. The game itself, I believe, is at 7 p.m. It's in the Premier America Credit Union Arena. Mouthful. So we'll be there, assuming the rain doesn't wash us out at the beginning, kind of doing a pre-game party kind of aspect. So athletics is going to have a food truck there. We'll be providing some free snacks, some cool crafting activities for you to make like signs if you go to the game, as well as some additional games and things like that. So we'll be out there before the game starts. And then also at halftime at the game, we'll be sponsoring a half-court shot competition for 3 CSUN students. We're going to pick 3 people at random when they're entering the venue, and they get a chance to make a half-court shot. If you do make a chance to get a half-court shot, you will win a prize, such as a Nintendo Switch. So we're looking forward to that. It's going to be a fun thing, really cool opportunity for AS to get in front of more students, as well as to hopefully give away some cool prizes and just create more energy at different basketball and other kind of sporting games. So we'll be doing that this Thursday as well. So hope to see you all there for that. The last update I have, big show. We are announcing our artist today. I believe our marketing team and Milana, our productions coordinator, are actually working right now to get that posted online, so TBD on that. But Tier 1 and Tier 2 tickets have sold out, so all that is left now is Tier 3 tickets, which is the standard price from previous years, which is $25 a ticket. Guest tickets are still $30 a ticket as well, and TBD, more information will be coming soon about that. Before I go, are there any questions that I can answer about any of our upcoming programs?
I think it'd be useful for everyone to know how many tickets consist in Tier 1 and Tier 2. if you
Yeah.
know.
So Tier 1 tickets, which were sold at $10 a ticket, we had 100 tickets available in that for the first come, first served basis. Tier 2 tickets, we had 200, which were $20 tickets. We had 200 tickets available there. And since we've hit this point now where we are announcing the artists today, Tier 1, Tier 2 sold out. Tier 3, here we go. Any other questions I can answer?
I think we're good.
Cool. Thank you all so much.
James. Senator Harris?
You have personal privilege?
Is it to say something at open forum? I would, and I should have said this at the start, and I'm apologizing for not, but if you want to speak at open forum, I'm not saying you are or not, but don't speak on any action items, because we'll talk about it in discussion. Is it an action item? Then you can go ahead.
Hello, my name is Jocelyn. As some of you may know that I am very interested in Project Rebound. They're one of the biggest reasons why I stay in AS. They have let go of one of their employees named Megan McEwen, and she is one of the core members of Project Rebound. And I see how they are still empowered, still trying to look for new people. They do have Kevin, but she was our main outreach source. But they need our help. It is more than just me. They need all of our help. Please stop by. They are in Sierra. They're on the 3rd floor. Their room says Project Rebound. It's further down from 303. And I know that they would feel loved if they had our support, and anything helps. They will be participating in Giving Day, which I'm very grateful for us to have as an event, but I know leadership support is what they need as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else here for open forum? Okay. Seeing none, we will now move into new business. Before I ask for a motion, purposefully did new business before reports. I will let you guys know that there is nothing that can stop me from doing that. So if you guys prefer it this way, we could do that, and I'm okay with it, honestly, because this is usually how meetings are, I think, in my opinion. I don't know. This makes more sense to me, but we can talk about it after the meeting. But I did this so that if any of our senators here that are currently temporarily vacated their seats ended up getting approved, they have the opportunity to take their seat again as soon as the motion passes, if it does pass. Cool. Okay, we'll move on to our first, let me remind you, everyone. I hope you all got the chance to read my email. Sorry, I do have to say this all before I ask for a motion. My email kind of talks about the reconsiderations. Does anyone have questions about that for now? Did everyone get a chance to read the email? To the people of the public, essentially I had emailed our Senate saying we were out of order with our Roberts rules at last week's meeting. So Denise and I had been talking for like a day or two to discuss a way to kind of like fix that and make the process a little more equitable, because whoever was at our last meeting also could understand that we were on a kind of a time crunch and a lot of discussion was happening. So we have agreed to put everyone back on the agenda, and so that the individuals can be reconsidered. Whoever voted in the prevailing vote of the original motion from last week, this is where we get into Robert's rules a lot, can make the motion. So there's only a select amount of individuals that can make a motion for each line item. So I am open and transparent with everyone. And I really don't want to put anyone on the spot, but no, I won't. Okay, wait, give me one sec. I have to kind of pull up the email too. Okay, so yeah, if you read my email, so since we have removed Nicholas, Senator Rodriguez-Weda, so we don't need to worry about that one. Senator Perez, it has the prevailing vote from last meeting was no, and there was 3 individuals that voted no at the original motion. The one for Senator Toledo Carranza, the prevailing vote was also no, and there was 2 individuals. And for Bella, the prevailing vote was yes, and there was a lot of individuals, around maybe 12 or 13. I have Bella's on there as well because I just kind of really wanted it to be fair. So essentially, I'm recommending that we just re-vote on everyone. So if you are one of the individuals that voted in the prevailing, you can vote however you would like at the end. That's up to you, and that's your opinion on the individual and the fact that the standing rule should be suspended or not. But for the reconsideration, the original motion, I would just ask, and I highly recommend that whoever voted in the prevailing, please make the motion, just because I do really want it to be fair for everyone, because obviously everyone had false contentions about it because of last meeting. So anyone can second, it's just whoever makes the motion has to be an individual that voted in the prevailing. And if no one makes a motion, then I will move past it. Is there any questions? Okay. Senator Gavino.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Basilio.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Harris.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Heminiano Aragon.
I move to reconsider the motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Perez to take a class from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Basilio. Any discussion? Senator Heminiano Aragon.
I just want a clarification from you, President Kiram, just to know when will senators be allowed, like is there a certain time that they are allowed to leave, or is it just whenever each senator deems it?
Deems it fit, yeah. That's a good question that I can discuss with the senator. I would probably say that the assumption behind 11:30 is that maybe an individual can leave 5 or 10 minutes before the 11:30. I think that we can all kind of like mutually agree as students that that is probably what is most fair. Yeah, that's what I would say.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Okay, let me remind you, everyone, that it is a 2/3 vote. Please don't reconsider the motion. I'm just kidding. If you want to, that's fine. But we'll be doing, are there any discussion? No more? Okay. Oh, Senator Gavino?
Is this a vote to allow us to reconsider the motion or the actual vote?
This is the actual vote.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, it's the actual reconsideration. Oh, you're right. Yeah, because my bad. Sorry guys, this has really traumatized me last week. So, okay, this is just the vote to reconsider. So this is majority vote. And I'm correct on that. This is a majority vote, okay? We'll do a roll call vote though, but give us 1 second before we start.
Vice President Khan,
In favor.
Senator Aronson,
Yes.
Senator Basilio,
In favor.
Senator Flores,
In favor.
Senator Gavino,
In favor?
Senator Heminiano Aragon,
Yes.
Senator Harris,
Yes.
Senator Covinia,
Yes.
Senator Miyoshi,
Yes.
Senator Nunez,
Yes.
Senator Olgun,
Yes.
Senator Shirazadi,
Yes.
and Senator Chen. Senator Pulliam.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. The motion passes unanimously. So we'll now move into the motion as it is being reconsidered. Denise, anyone can make this motion now, right? Okay. Is there a motion to suspend the standing rules for Senator Perez to take a class from 11:30? Senator Gavino.
I move to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Perez to take a class from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Shahzadi. Any discussion? Senator Gavino.
How many votes are required for this to pass?
10. Discussion. Any discussion? Okay. We will go into a roll call vote once more. Attorney General Martinez.
Vice President Khan.
Abstain.
Senator Aronson.
Yes.
Senator Basilio.
Yes.
Senator Flores.
Yes.
Senator Gavino.
Yes.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Yes.
Senator Harris.
Here, yes.
Senator Camiña.
Yes.
Senator Miyoshi.
Yes.
Senator Nunez.
Yes.
Senator Olgun.
Yes.
Senator Pulliam.
Yes.
Senator Shirazadi.
Yes.
And Senator Chan.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
The motion passes. Ella, you can take your seat, yeah. Yeah. We'll wait for Ella. Okay. Okay, Senator Perez. Senator Perez. I can call you Senator Perez now. Do you get it? So you can vote and discussion and everything again. Just letting you know. Senator Perez.
Do I have to say permission?
No,
to
that's
do-
okay.
but-
Okay. Is it changed on the... Okay, sorry everyone. All right, just trying to make sure we're doing this correctly. All right, we'll now move on to line item B, to reconsider the motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Toledo Carranza to take a class from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. I will remind you that there are only, I think, 2 individuals in this room that can make the motion to reconsider. And then once it is moved, anyone can second. We do discussion, majority vote, then we'll go back to the motion to suspend if it is present. Okay. Is there a motion to reconsider? Senator Basilio.
I move to reconsider the motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Toledo Carranza to take a class from 10 to 11:15 a.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Miyoshi. Any discussion on the reconsideration? Seeing none, we'll take this to a vote. All in favor of reconsidering the motion to suspend the standing rules for Senator Toledo Carranza, please raise your hand. All in favor. All opposed? All abstain. Motion passes. Okay, I'll now ask for a motion to suspend the standing rules for suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Toledo Carranza to take a class from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Aronson.
I move to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Toledo Carranza to take a class from 10 a.m. to 11:15 a.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Any discussion? Senator Gavino.
Yeah, as I stated in open forum, I think Lorena is a valuable member of her standing committee and of whatever standing committee she's to be on, and of various university committees, and she is important both to this organization and to her constituents. So just keep that in mind. Thank you.
Is there any further discussion? Senator Perez?
Thank you. I just want to reiterate that Senator Toledo Carranza has been passing valuable initiatives that have really transformed AS leadership. And then I also want to ask you that when you are voting, that you remember what you're asking of this student. We are all students first, and just remember that your vote really does speak to the value of leadership as well as education. So I just ask you to consider that while you are voting for this motion.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Senator Miyoshi.
For any and all members who are on the fence about what to vote, I would like you all to consider the practical ramifications of being absent for an hour and a half for a Senate meeting, which, for the record, Toledo Carranza has stated that she will still be able to be present in certain Senate meetings whenever they are of high importance. But when we consider we as senators are meant to represent the students, and that also includes being present first and foremost. But also the more important aspect, in my opinion, is the policies that we help to enact, as these will have an impact well past our personal involvement in CSUN AS. And in that note, I think some of us can at least agree that Senator Toledo Carranza has made many forms of lasting change on this campus, and I do not believe that her hour and a half of absence will make her completely unable to provide lasting change to this campus going forward. Thank you.
Any further discussion? Senator Gavino.
Just point of information, is it still 10 votes required to pass?
I was going to mention it's 11 now. Any further discussion? Okay. Seeing none, we will take this to a vote. We will do a roll call vote. Just say yes, no, or abstain, depending on how you vote. All right.
Vice President Cohen.
Abstain.
Senator Aronson.
Yes.
Senator Basilio.
No.
Senator Flores.
Yes.
Senator Gavino.
Yes.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Abstain.
Senator Harris.
Yes.
Senator Covina.
Yes.
Senator Miyoshi.
Yes.
Senator Nunez.
Yes.
Senator Olgun.
No.
Senator Perez.
Yes.
Senator Pulliam.
Yes.
Senator Shirazadi.
Yes.
And Senator Chan.
Yes. Yes.
With 11 yeses, 2 noes, and 2 abstentions, the motion passes. Senator Toledo Carranza, you're allowed to take your seat now. Wow, so hospitable over here. Everyone's trying to make sure that Lorena can sit. Okay, thank you. Same thing, Senator Toledo Carranza. You're allowed to vote, discussion, the whole thing. You don't need permission to be recognized. Okay, now move on to line item D. To reconsider, well, it should be C now. To reconsider the motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Pulliam to take a class from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Heminiano Aragon.
I move to reconsider the motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Pulliam to take a class from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Any discussion on the reconsideration? Senator Basilio.
I think we've heard a lot from our seniors about like how they feel, being here and taking classes in between, in the middle of Senate. And I know you don't have to answer, Senator Pulliam, but I would like to know if you're also a senior and you need this class for your major or to graduate.
Senator Pulliam, go ahead.
Point of order. This is a vote on the reconsideration, not on
Correct.
the actual. So I would like to not consider that question yet.
Okay. Would you like to move to end discussion?
I'll move to end discussion.
If there are no objections to ending discussion, we have just now ended discussion. Okay. We just got silenced, all of us. So we'll take that to a vote then. All in favor of reconsidering the motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Pulliam to take a class from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m., please raise your hand. Raise them high, please. Extend your elbows. Okay, all opposed? All abstain. This motion passes. We'll now move into the original motion to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Pulliam to take a class from 11:30 to 12:45. Is there a motion? Senator Aronson.
I move to suspend Section 3, Article E of the Senate Standing Rules to allow Senator Pulliam to take a class from 11:30 a.m. to 12:45 p.m.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Miyoshi. Any discussion? Senator Basilio, could you restate your...
Yeah, sorry. I was out of order. That's true. Now, I'm going to ask if Senator Pulliam is a senior, needs the class to graduate, and it's for your major.
Senator Pulliam.
So this class itself, it only has one section, which is at this time, and it is a class that my advisor had put on my schedule to take for this semester. Therefore, that's why I'm taking it. I'm not graduating. However, this is what works best for my schedule.
Okay. Any further discussion? Senator Aronson.
Excuse me. I just quickly wanted to speak to sort of the aptitude of Senator Pulliam. I served as the University Affairs Committee Chair for last semester, and Senator Pulliam was part of my committee. I saw how committed Senator Pulliam is to Associated students. I saw how much they care. We had a lot of legislative referrals last semester. We had over 20. And there was no meeting where Senator Pulliam or any of the other members of the committee were not completely committed. And I saw Senator Pulliam and just how much they love Associated students and how much they are committed to making change for the better of CSUN students, faculty, and community members. So I really just want to urge you all, Senator Pulliam is a very, very important member of our Senate. I think it would be a great loss to our Senate to lose Senator Pulliam. I've seen how committed they are, and I would really, really urge you to vote in favor of the suspension. I really think that losing Senator Pulliam would be a great loss to our Senate. So thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Senator Basilio.
I know I'm probably being really annoying, but I just really want to know what the class is because, our seniors really, really struggled to get their motions passed. And, if we're younger, we should let them, get first priority. We still have time here. So I just really, really want to know.
Senator Pulliam.
So I'm taking a sculpture class. It is something that I've always wanted to do, for all my life. And just, for my schedule, for what I'm doing for next year and what classes I'm taking, it works the best for me to take it right now. That's why I am currently enrolled in it. However, I understand which way you vote, and yeah.
Senator Perez?
I just want to remind everyone that based on last semester, we typically don't go past 11 a.m. The class is at 11:30. Additionally, Senator Pulliam has mentioned that this works best for her schedule now. There is the chance that if Senator Pulliam does choose to run for AS or continue with AS in the next year, that class may be moved to a time that makes it completely unable for her to attend these Senate meetings. So I think, personal opinion, passing this motion now would be more appropriate than having to potentially revisit it even next year.
Senator Gavino?
And I'll add on that I believe that education is education, regardless of the course, the college, the department. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and end discussion. It seems like there are no more questions. We'll go ahead and do this by roll call vote. Attorney General Martinez.
Vice President Khan.
Abstain.
Senator Aronson.
Yes.
Senator Basilio.
No.
Senator Flores.
Yes.
Senator Gavino.
Yes.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Yes.
Senator Harris.
Yes.
Senator Cavinian.
Yes.
Senator Miyoshi.
Yes.
Senator Nunez.
Yes.
Senator Olgan.
Yes.
Senator Perez.
Yes.
Senator Pulliam.
Yes.
Senator Shirazadi.
Yes.
Senator Toledo Carranza.
Yes.
And Senator Chon.
Yes.
Thank you. With 14 yeses, 1 no, and 1 abstention, the motion passes. Okay. We will now move on to our next line item to allocate $1,500 from unassigned contingency to Matador Pedal Sports for ASME Human Powered Vehicle Challenge. Wow, that's exciting. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Aronson.
I move to allocate $1,500 from unassigned contingency to Matador Pedal Sports for ASME Human Powered Vehicle Challenge.
Actually, give me 1 second. I will actually ask that you restate the motion with the breakdown. I forgot. That's going to be found on attachment 2 for Vice President Khan.
I move to approve 1,500 to Matador Pedal Sports, breakdown being $1,345 for plain weave carbon fiber fabric and $155 for 200 laminating epoxy resin.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Sorry, everyone. I forgot to, but if we're going forward for finance allocations, please state the breakdown so it's reflected in our minutes. Okay. Any discussion? Okay, seeing none, we'll take that to a vote. All in favor of allocating $1,500 from unassigned contingency to Matador Pedal Sports, please raise your hand. This passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, we'll now move on to our last item of new business to allocate $3,000 from unassigned contingency to the Muslim Student Association for Ramadan. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Nunez.
I move to allocate $3,000 from unassigned contingency to the Muslim Student Association for Ramadan, attachment 2, which the breakdown is $3,000 for food, room rental, supplies, and no liability cost.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Miyoshi. Any discussion? Senator Gavino?
Yeah, just point of information from the Chair of Finance. Because Ramadan is a multi-day event, was this supplemental funding request still privy to viewpoint neutral rules?
Yes, so the president of this club actually did come to speak to the finance committee, and they ended up mentioning that their main priority was food for this event. And typically, AS does not fund food, but we can make exceptions for religious and cultural events. And the way the community viewed it, since we historically don't fund food, we gave them the typical $3,000 for a one-day event. But generally, like I said, food is not fundable. This is just an exception that the committee thought was reasonable.
Thank you.
Senator Basilio.
Another point of information for the Chair of Finance, because this was an exception, and I know that Ramadan is, like you said, a religious event, is there any way they can ask for more? Or is this like the max amount they'll be able to receive?
The committee viewed it more as a one-day event because, as you all may or may not know, it is, I believe, a 1-month event, and there is different food elements each day. And since we typically don't fund food, that's why we chose to view it as a one-day event.
Senator Basilio, if you're asking about adding to the 3, is that what you're kind of asking? So that's something that the Chair of Finance would also have to see if this club has exceeded the amount that they've already requested or have been allocated to for the semester. But I also wanted to say that technically the Senate is able to change the amount. It just can't exceed the amount that has already been allocated to the club in general.
How much has already been allocated to the club?
So they weren't allocated anything in the 2024-2025 annual budget. And according to the Code of Finance, the max that any club can receive in a academic year, it is $9,000, but with BPN policy, it is $3,000 for a single day event. And just keep in mind that historically, no club gets food, unless it's for cultural, religious reasons.
Any further discussion? Senator Olgan.
I want to mention that 3,000 seems a lot for one-day event, but initially they're not going to use it for one day. It's going to be for 1 month, which is 30 days, and it makes daily $100 for their whole food and other items that they are asking for.
Vice President Khan.
To the Chair of Finance. If we were to encourage them to come back with 2 more one-day events and request the same $3,000, could it be awarded $3,000 per each 1 3-day event? Or would they not be eligible for that because they've already submitted a request? Sorry.
That is a talking point that did get brought up by the Finance Committee, but there's a point to keep in mind is that this does take place over multiple weeks, and I felt that it was the committee's opinion that they shouldn't be able to do that just because it already takes place over the course of the multiple weeks, so it wouldn't make sense for them to submit 3 separate requests, for instance, for Ramadan.
Okay.
Sorry, I wanted to explain my thinking. so this has been like slightly discussed, but Ramadan takes place over 29 nights, and the people who participate fast from sunrise to sunset, and the MSA typically feeds students on campus who may be in between classes or are seeking community. So if you break down the $3,000 per 29 nights, it comes out to just a little bit over, what, $100 a day. I mean, you can factor out weekends, I presume, but I think that it could be beneficial for the community to seek more funding. That's why I'm asking all these questions. And actually, I'll end there because I want to see what Chair Karoum has to say.
I mean, we can, you all can, Chair of Finance, go ahead.
One thing that I wanted to know is that they are able to seek USU sponsorship, and the USU does have different guidelines regarding the funding of food. So we did mention that suggestion to them in the Finance Committee, but if this does get approved for the current amount, I can reach out to them and forward them to the USU for them to apply for that funding.
I will also say, like, if someone wants to amend the amount, they can do that, and also we can table the motion. Asia?
I just have a question, because I know, like, there's the AS Finance Code, and it's pretty clear on what the different limitations are. And it sounds like the Finance Committee deliberated the request considering those limitations in mind. So you just said that we could vote to have more. I don't know if that's allowable with the Finance Code limitations. So I think Leslie has done a good job of explaining that the committee has already made an exception because it is a religious-based event within the limitations of the type of event that the Finance Committee has identified it as. So I guess any changes to what's up there, just making sure it's still consistent with the Finance Code. And I think it was good that Leslie also mentioned that they could go to USU sponsorship for funding. And I know they're looking to, co-sponsor with more student organizations. So I think that's another great avenue for them to consider as well.
I'll provide my perspective briefly. I know. But I just want to mention that I think the perspective that I got is the Finance Committee is interpreting the Code on Finance, and there's nothing that explicitly says if it is a cultural or religious event, then X amount of dollars can be given to them or whatever. It's just like the Finance Committee can make an exception because there is a religious or cultural event. And like the Finance Committee interprets, and correct me if I'm wrong, but if the Finance Committee interprets the Code on Finance, us as the Senate, or not us, the Senate can also interpret the Code on Finance in the way that it is. So they also have the ability to interpret it the way that they would like, because it is still just a finance recommendation. That's my perspective. But I'm pulling up the code right now as we speak. Senator Olgan.
Just reminding that Ramadan is the end of this month, so any changes or anything that requires might not prepare enough for the students who is benefiting from this event. So as Dr. Ija Butler mentioned, that Finance Committee doing amazing job when things comes in front of us, like they already have so much consideration and things that done already. Thank you.
Any further discussion? I will note that the Code on Finance states that food is not to be approved unless it is essential to the nature of the program. So that is the verbiage used. Sorry to be a stickler, but this is important. So if the Senate interprets that more money can be should be allocated to it, then an amendment can be made. If not, we can vote as it is. Is there any further discussion? Senator Basilio?
As you know, I'm a little new. How do we move to amend that?
You would just move to amend the amount. I move to amend.
And then we say how much? Or,
Mhm.
okay.
I would say for the, give me 1 second, Tim?
So one of the things you need to be aware of is we're going to start setting a precedence for other clubs to potentially come back. And we could put ourselves in, so viewpoint neutrality came about when somebody was funded one way and somebody was not funded, and so big lawsuit. So you just have to make sure that you're aware that we could be setting a precedence for action to be taken against the board when we start kind of moving through adding more money or subtracting money in this space.
Thank you. Senator Cavigna?
As your representative for the Finance Committee, 3,000 is fair if it's considered deemed as a single event. That is the cap for VP and neutrality. As far as the interpretation goes, you can see the food as material for the event to take place. If people are fasting and it is for a cultural purpose, I do feel like food does meet that interpretation. Again, everyone has entitled to their own opinions, but we want to be fair. As Tim said, if 3,000 is the cap, technicality, if you go here or there, how do you interpret Ramadan to be given if it's on the basis of 3 submissions or 1? 3,000 is the max, and I think that's fair and neutral.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Senator Perez?
I might have missed it, but just for a point of information, is the specific reading that you read off the finance code, is there any additional thing that says that exceptions can be given religiously? Like that, is that specific language, or was that the interpretation of that?
I couldn't find it. I'm not sure if it exists. It seemed like there was reference to it by the chair of finance, but all I've seen is food unless it is essential to the nature of the program. And there was an IE granola bars for 5K runners up to $350.
So the interpretation was that religious reasons are notable as an essential function to the club.
Correct.
Got it.
Which I would agree with Ramadan, because it's a religious holiday. Senator Aronson.
I sort of just, excuse me, so point of information, sorry. So given that we are sort of using this interpretation of this funding being specifically for religious or cultural reasons, hypothetically speaking, if we were to sort of quote unquote raise this amount, would that violate viewpoint neutrality in the sense that certain clubs that are religious may be getting more funding than certain clubs who are not religious? Would that be a violation, or would that not be a violation because it's an I'm a little confused on that front, so please
Yeah,
elaborate.
that makes sense. Viewpoint neutrality can be a little confusing in the finance committee sense. Chair Ponce, do you have anything to add in regard to that?
That is a point that the Finance Committee did take into consideration. That's why we ultimately ended up deciding to do the $3,000 amount, just so that we stick more to viewpoint neutrality. And I feel like the Finance Committee was still pretty open in the sense that we viewed food as essential to that event.
Senator Pulliam?
What was the original amount that they asked for, if there was that? Was it 3,000 more or less?
The request is on the...
Oh, whoopsies, my bad.
They had originally request $29,900.
My bad, it didn't have the dollar sign next to it.
Chair Ponce?
And they also did come to present in person, and they stressed that food and room rentals were the main part that they wanted funding for.
Any further discussion? Okay. There's no further discussion. We'll take this to a vote. All in favor of, let me find it, sorry. All in favor of allocating $3,000 from unassigned contingency to the Muslim Student Association for Ramadan, please raise your hand. Hi, please. This passes unanimously. Thank you. All right, thank you, everyone. That is all new business. We'll now move on to reports. This is a funny little set. Oh, Senator Perez.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Senator Tolero Carranza.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Wow, as soon as I start report, I'm just kidding. They don't want to hear my report. Oh, wait, they have class. I'm just kidding. Okay. I will go into my report first. I don't have much to report on. So as James mentioned in open forum, we are collaborating with athletics. So if you're free Thursday night, please be there. AS will be sponsoring some giveaways during halftime, and it's kind of like it will be branded as an AS and athletics collaboration. Usually we'll go to games and stuff like that, but this is actually branded as an AS and athletics collaboration. So it'd be very important for all of you to attend if you're available. Yeah, let me know if you can. I had meetings with the personnel board and IRA. Both had action-packed agenda items. And then Tim and I had the chance to meet with the director of the women's basketball team at CSUN, which was a great conversation. His name is Neil. He will be coming to Senate in the next couple weeks, anticipating to provide a special presentation about the women's basketball program and maybe some ways that AS can collaborate or show some support. I'm sure you all may be aware, just given where we live and stuff like that, but today is a Day Without Immigrants protests. I personally stand in solidarity with that, and I hope that you all do too, just given how integral immigrants are to our education, to our workforce, to our everyday lives. I'm sure the majority of us are actually from families that are immigrants. So please keep that in mind and take it to heart, and take notice of maybe your daily functions are a little different today because our immigrants are choosing to not work today because of that. And we should be supportive of that because that community is really under fire. As a senator, and, it's been, the suspension stuff is, kind of, hard to do, especially given the fact that you have to battle, professional relationships as well as friendships with, being a senator. And I think it's just a good reminder for all of us to remember that, when we're sitting in our seats, when we're in office hours, our Senate seat comes first. Well, not your guys' Senate seat comes first. And that has to do with voting, that has to do with discussion, that has to do with everything. So remember that, and I understand that it's really hard, but you have to kind of let go of your implicit biases and vote as you are a representative of the students, not as you're just yourself, And that's it. I really had nothing much to report. So have a great rest of your week. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. If you have concerns about anything, let me know. I'll be more available this week. I've been more available the rest of the semester than usual, which is making me happy, but knock on wood. Okay, that's it. Are there any questions on my report? Senator Nunez?
For the basketball game, do you want us to still let you know if we want to attend for that, like
Can
the
you?
past
Yes.
games? Or no? Okay.
Yes, yes, please. Can you let me know if you can attend? Thank you, Melanie. Yes, everyone let me know if they can attend. I'll try to remember to send an email out, but you can let me know regardless. Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Vice President's report with Vice President Khan.
Good morning. Puxatawny Phil predicted 6 more weeks of winter, and now I have beef with a groundhog. So really not happy about that. But fun times, happy second Senate meeting. This report is less so action of last week and more so, things to consider. There's been a lot of federal changes these past 2 weeks, and it's a lot, and many of us have interests and issues that have arisen recently. The foundations of our land changing so drastically and so rapidly is not normal by any means, and changes affect everyone differently. And CSUN has resources. I'm an open ear. You have your AS team here. And when working in your position or even outside your position, utilize your community. I think that's very, very important. It's hard to do this alone. It's hard to navigate things alone, whether it's personal or whether it's something you're working on. Don't navigate anything alone. Like, definitely utilize your community. I'm here for you. I know CSUN has so many resources for you. Like, seek them. I also wanted to just disclose, because I heard chitter chatter in the office, that I did invite Chief Fernandez to come speak last week on the situations with ICE. And I know that the presence of DPS in these vulnerable spaces is not always welcome, and I understand that, and I see why, and I know the history of why Los Angeles specifically has not the best relationship with police entities. But I do think it's important that he came, because we got to learn and listen all perspectives and understand what's going on their end as well. We sometimes get stuck in our own bubbles here because we're all on the same wavelength, but it's important to understand what's happening amongst our greater CSUN community. So I hope everybody took something out of that, even if it wasn't what you wanted to hear, at least you heard it before you saw it. University committees are back in full swing, so please make sure you're attending those and communicate that if you're having conflicts with meetings. So if you can't go, if you have to miss just one, or if you went and you're like, wait, I don't think that I'm the best suited to be in this meeting, please communicate that as soon as possible. In more fun news, I'm trying to bring back Matitude Tuesday. I don't know if any of you know what that is. It's when you wear red on Tuesdays to show your matitude, your matador pride. So last Tuesday, I did gift card giveaways at Meet the Clubs. It was really cute, really fun. Our videos are going crazy. Daniel, thank you for helping. I'd like to say I'm the new face of AEA. I'm just kidding. Imagine, I'm the new mascot. But I digress. Wear red tomorrow on Tuesday. And with that, we're going to be tabling tomorrow, Tuesday, at the Sportsapalooza Farmers Market kickoff. So please sign up. It's on the same Welcome Week spreadsheet that you all have. I'm going to resend it out as well. Please sign up, especially if you're scheduled for office hours. You should be out there tabling. And we'll have some fun giveaways. I won't hog the giving them out this time. I'll let everybody kind of give one out to anybody wearing red, which is really exciting. I know I said that Senate check-in signups would go out last week. I lied. They didn't. I got really, really busy, and it just fell on my priority list. And so if I see you in the office during your office hours, I might just pull you in, have a quick check-in, kind of align ourselves. And if I don't have a schedule that overlaps with your office hours, we'll set up a time to meet. I'll make sure that happens. And yeah, don't forget about signing up for the farmers market and table, and wear red for your Matitude Tuesday. That's it.
Thank you. Are there any questions on the Vice President's report? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the Chief of Staff's report with Chief of Staff Ruppels.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. It was really warm yesterday. It's kind of warm today. I'm loving the warm weather. Got a little bit of a tan yesterday, too. Quite happy about that. Let's see. Sorry about that. As for my report, let's see. Last week we had our first cabinet meeting, very successful, very early, but we'll get used to it, hopefully. And then we also finalized the cabinet hours, which was quite difficult, but we did it. All the hours are set. And then I also had a meeting with President Karoum, and I also had a meeting with Chair of Elections regarding an elections update. Everything's going smoothly. Hopefully flyers are going out soon. And then I also started scheduling one-on-one meetings with Cabinet. So if you ever try to visit them during their office hours and they're not there, they're most likely with me. So just letting you all know. As for Chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, they tabled. He also is removing 2 DEI committee members due to them being inactive, unfortunately. And then also he is setting up meetings with Katie and Advisor Ibarra regarding upcoming semester plans, and also setting up a meeting with Freddie Sanchez through Zoom to check in about upcoming situations for DEI individuals and on campus programs. For Chair of Legislative Affairs, Lobby Course has met for the first time this semester to discuss the Lobby Course Town Hall, which will take place February 3rd and will be open to all CSUN students. You guys should go if you have time. Today is February 3rd, so you should all go today if you have time. Thank you for letting me know. She also finalized the chess delegation. Thank you to everyone who applied. She's also starting to reach out to legislators to schedule meetings for their chess advocacy day. And she also had a CSSA January plenary, excuse my pronunciation, where they voted to co-sponsor 2 legislative proposals that will impact our students positively. She has also had the great pleasure of watching one of her favorite people get elected to vice chair of the Student Trustee Committee. Shout out to AJ from Sonoma. Yay! That is all for Chair of Legislative Affairs. As for Chair Personnel and Communications, there are 3 interview requests, no eligibility checks, no appointments, but 2 interviews. She is also making website notifications, and then her committee has also been tabling. As for Chair of Elections, she has been very, very busy. The website has been updated, and the election spring information packet has been completed and uploaded to the elections website if you guys would like to check that out. She's also created and presented how to run presentation for leadership training. If you guys were there, you guys saw a bit of it. And then there's also going to be an info event soon. She's also planning a 3-day voting event as well. She's also collaborating with the marketing on merch, designs, and flyers, and met up with James to discuss vendors. She's also developed a master list to outreach to clubs that will involve this year's elections, and created vision boards for debate and review venues. And last but not least, she also created a tabling spreadsheet for election promotion, reviewed budget, and developed an email template for senators in collaboration with VP Fund. That is all for me, and thank you very much. Have a wonderful Monday, guys.
Thank you, Chief of Staff Ramos. Any questions? Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Yeah. Vice President Khan.
Sorry, I forgot to include that in my report. There will be an email template sent to you about elections. Please share that with your deans and your department chairs so that we can have as many people running as humanly possible. It'd be a fun election.
Thank you. All right, we'll move on to the Chair of Finance report with Chair Ponce.
Hey everyone, first off, I hope you all had a great weekend. I'll start off with the account balances. So currently under STAR, there is $130,162. In unassigned contingency, there is $670,482. In the philanthropy fund, there is $15,000. And in clubs and orgs travel, there is $25,000. In terms of Finance Committee this week, we do have 2 supplemental requests, one from the Society of Automotive Engineers, and another one from Ballet Folklorico. So I'm looking forward to hearing discussions on that. As far as continuing this week, I'm going to continue to work on the annual budget and the Code of Finance changes just to have those ready for when they get presented to President Karoum and later to the Senate. Also this week, I do have a campus fee advisory meeting and a university planning and budget committee meeting. So it'll also be interesting to hear discussions on those. And aside from that, just continuing to work on STARS and supplemental requests. But that is pretty much it for my report.
Thank you. Are there any questions? Seeing none. Oh, Senator Perez.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. We'll now move on to the Attorney General's report with Attorney General Martinez.
Hello, happy Monday, everyone. So not a lot of new news to report on, just some reiterations from last meeting. So voting on standing committee chairs will happen today, very exciting. And those standing committees will begin February 10th, and they will be at the USU Executive Boardroom. And so as soon as those chairs are decided, I will get a meeting hopefully scheduled by the end of this week to get them trained on parliamentary procedure. Also, just be sure to wear business casual to Senate meetings. It's really important for us to look our best. For office hours, please try to work on business for associated students first. I know office hours can be long, but just try to put that at the head of your schedule for those hours. Also, office hours will be finalized on the 14th, which is the last add or drop day in the semester. Also, just a reminder, anything office hour correlated and in the future standing committee correlated, you can direct that to me. I also just want to thank everyone for voting. I know it can be really stressful, but it is really important to express how you feel, and that is reflected in your Senate. I also want to express my solidarity towards the Day Without Immigrants. So, thank you.
Bless you. Senator Heminiano Aragon.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted.
And also, Naraya, if in case that, let's say, we have an emergency for any office hours, how would we be able to contact you in like the easiest way? Yeah.
I can send out an email to everyone with my phone number in it, just in case for like really important emergencies. You can let me know. For now, you could just email me until I get that sent out.
Okay, thank you. And if we were, for example, to like meet our deans, that's also kind of like our responsibilities. How can we send out the proof? Like, is it to you or Iman?
Yeah, you could send it to me.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Seeing none, we'll move past standing committee reports into the interim AS Executive Director's report with Tim Szupanski.
Good morning, everybody. A few things. Instructionally related activity is a fee that you all pay for experiences outside the classroom. So your professors can apply for funding to help support anything that's outside kind of the classroom space. That opens up today, so we're just waiting for a link to go up, and that will be open till March 3rd. The Children's Center, they're going to do a book drive. They have lots and lots of books, so if you know people or places that need children's books, they will be getting rid of a bunch of theirs because it's lots and lots of bookshelves, so they need to downsize. So if you know anyone, I will keep you updated on that. Sport clubs, men's basketball went 2-0 this weekend, women's soccer went 2-2, and women's rugby won their match. Ice hockey made it to playoffs, and I think that is all. Yes, so thank you very much. Have a good third week of school. I think your drop date is coming up, so make sure your classes are set and ready to go. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Senator Pulliam.
Hello. I was just wondering, you said that like professors can apply for that funding. Is that like just for like, can you help explain a little more of like what that funding would entail, like what they could apply for?
Yeah, so it would take a lot to probably explain all of it. If you type in just CSUN IRA into your web browser, it'll take you to that page, and then it'll have the explanation that can be there. And there's a board that the president and vice president sit on that helped us, along with the chair of finance. But that will give you kind of, you know, a better explanation than me trying to probably explain it to you all in this one sitting. So,
Thank you.
Thank you. Dr. Ward.
I can just give one example in recreation and tourism management. For about 20 years, we've had something that's called Play Day. And the Play Day is offered by a specific class, and that specific instructor who for 20 years has submitted for that grant. And that Play Day is open to all students, faculty, and staff on campus. But it gives folks an idea of how to actually embody what we teach and advocate for on an individual basis that specific day. So that's just an example.
Thank you. Any further discussion, questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to the University Advisors Report with Asia Butler.
Good morning. So the MIC has welcomed new staff member Tony Llanos as our activities coordinator for Fraternity and Sorority Live. So he's going to be advising our PHC and IFC chapters. So, and I'm continuing to provide support as we go through this transition process. So we're very happy to have him on board. We're still hiring for our other position. And, well, we have I think I have 2 open positions left. On Tuesday, February 25th, from 2 to 3 o'clock, going to be hosting an event planning workshop here in the Reseda room. So we're going to be hopefully having partners from across campus there. If not, I'm going to be just providing information to help students and whoever else wants to know how to successfully reserve space, about food policies and different things like that. And now that Meet the Clubs is over, we're moving into some of our other programming, Greek 101, our Clubs and Orgs Leadership Award Ceremony, and our Greek graduation. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Faculty Advisors Report with Dr. Veda Ward.
Good morning again, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend, of course, and that you're looking forward to this semester. First of all, I'd like to remind everybody, as Tim mentioned, ending up your schedule adjustment time. Once you're in your classes, make sure that if you haven't done so, that you introduce yourselves to your students, constituents in that class, as well as the faculty member, so that they know what your job, your role is, and that, again, you may have an opportunity to announce some things that are coming up throughout the semester. I think it's always good to do that at the beginning so that the faculty member knows what to expect. Next, I'd like to remind everybody that February, of course, is Black History Month. And as I always recommend, looking for those names, identities, and topics that are pertinent to your particular discipline. So again, make sure that your faculty member and yourselves share those individuals, whether it's through publications, news media, those kinds of things that are available. So really an important issue for you all to remind your constituents as you're going through class. Also think about community leadership that has been identified for you in your local communities, things that are going on right now, whether it's follow-up to the natural disasters, etc. And then finally, academic publications that are coming up that have been based on or provided through your Black heroes, sheroes, etc. And then finally, remember DEI issues, as was mentioned earlier. I think that the most important thing for you all to embrace is whether or not these things are legal or they are your personal beliefs and behaviors. There are some things that can be removed, changed, but the things that are in your hearts and your minds that you've learned about and that you take forward in terms of your individual behaviors and communications in your courses as well as in your extracurricular activities, I think will be very, very important this semester. So I want to wish you all good luck and have a great week.
Thank you, Dr. Ward. Any questions on the faculty advisor's report? Seeing none, we'll now move on to unfinished business to nominate and approve a chair for the following standing committees: External Affairs, Internal Affairs, and University Affairs. Before I ask for nominations, I will remind everyone how this process is going to go. So you can either nominate yourself or someone else for each committee, and then I will remind everyone of the committee membership per committee. So before I ask for nominations, I'll actually do that. Give me one second. Okay, and then the chair, all chairs, if they're approved by the Senate, get an additional stipend. It is more work. You'll have to compose and send out agendas. You'll have to lead the committee to victory, and you will chair the committee, and you will not be a voting member of the committee once you're in the committee. And then when your committee meets for the first time, you all appoint a vice chair to take your minutes. Any questions first? Before I ask for nominations. Senator Tran. Yeah. For a minute recording's sake, Senator Tran asked for point of personal privilege, and I granted it. Okay. Okay, so we'll start with External Affairs. The people on External Affairs are Senator Perez, Senator Shirzadi, Senator Geminiano Aragon, Senator Gavino, and that is it. Yes. Are there any nominations? Oh, wow. Senator Shirzadi.
I nominate Senator Gavino.
Senator Gavino, do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. Senator Harris.
I nominate Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Thank you. Senator Geminiano Aragon, do you accept?
Yes.
Wow, this is unfortunate. The prior fall semester chairs are battling. Wow, Senator Gavino.
I nominate Senator Shirzadi.
Whoa. Senator Shirzadi, do you accept?
I accept.
Wow, juicy. Okay. Okay, are there any other nominations? Wow, this is exciting. Give me 1 second, everyone. Okay, now I will allow each chair nominated to give a 1-minute spiel, if they choose to do so, in the order of nomination. Senator Gavino, would you like to give a... Go ahead, 1 minute.
Okay. Good morning, everyone. As you know, I'm Isaac, and I'm a senator for the College of Arts, Media, and Communication. I served as your chair of Internal Affairs last semester, and I think a lot of my work there would translate well to this position. My proudest accomplishment as chair last semester was the breadth and amount of referrals that we worked on and converted to legislation that was voted on in Senate. It's that ability to work quickly and lead a committee that works quickly and efficiently that we're going to need within External Affairs with the current political moment we are in. Outside of the committee, I worked on a large portion of the CSUN Ready resolution, and I would bring that knowledge of working with external and auxiliary organizations to lead external affairs in writing very pointed and very focused legislation. In this position, it would also be my goal to take the very well-written legislation we craft here and promote it to our fellow CSU and UC ASIs for adoption. We're often on the forefront of progressive and student-focused advocacy here at CSUN AS, and I would like to see more collaboration with other CSUs and even UCs so our collective voice is stronger and more heard. Above all, in this time that we're facing reduced funding at the state level, attacks on our education and diversity at the federal level, and mandates that threaten our undocumented
Please
and
conclude. That's it. Sorry.
Okay.
You could finish off your sentence, actually. Whenever I say please, I should have said it, but when I say please conclude, just like finish your sentence and then that would be it. You could
When
finish
we're
your
facing
sentence.
all these attacks on the state and federal level, we need to be reactive, outspoken, and diligent. I thank you for your consideration.
Great. Senator Geminiano Aragon, would you like to? All right, go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. I hope you all had a great and safe winter break. I am honored to be nominated for the Chair of External Affairs Committee. My previous experience in this position has prepared me with knowledge on parliamentary procedure, as well as understanding how to collaborate with the committee members. I learned the importance of advocating for students on a system-wide level. Authoring and leading on the Time, Place, and Manner policy resolution was a process which provided me with insights with the policy-making processes within the CSU Board of Trustees and the advocacy efforts of the California State Student Association. This semester, I am interested in applying my knowledge in Hispanic Serving Institution from HACU's conference to address immigration issues and the safety of our students regardless of their citizenship status. I want AS to be known as an on-campus resource that embraces seasoned students' identities and makes their voices heard on external matters. If elected, I will be a proactive leader that harvests a collaborative environment that ensures that all committee members bring up their experiences and ideas into our sessions. Finally, I will be applying last semester's process on how to research and develop solutions to the legislative referrals. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you. Senator Shahzadi, would you like to? Go ahead. You have 1 minute.
Hi, everyone. My name is Naveed, and as you know, I'm the senator of the College of Engineering and Computer Science. Over the past 2 semesters, I have been in external affairs, and I've had the opportunity to work on advocating for students and building connections that benefit our campus. I'm running for chair of external affairs because I want to make a difference for everyone here at CSUN. If elected, I plan to look at what the other CSUs are doing right and implement them here. I also want to share what we are doing right with the other CSUs so we can all move forward and prosper. I also want to work with off-campus entities to help better improve student life for the ones who live in the dorms or just everyday commuters as well. I want to also ensure that every single committee meeting went as smoothly and efficiently as possible. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. We will now, give me 1 second. Okay, we'll be doing a roll call vote of all 3 senators. So when you are called on, just state which senator you would like to vote on or abstain. Go ahead, Attorney General Martinez.
Vice President Khan,
Abstain.
Senator Aronson,
I vote for Senator Shirazadi.
Senator Basilio,
I vote for Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Senator Flores,
I vote for Senator Gavino.
When you're saying it, could you actually just say their last name? That would be most helpful. You don't need to say anything else. Just say their last name.
Senator Harris,
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Senator Gavino,
Gavino.
We were calling Senator Gavino, not Covinia. Sorry. Very similar last names. That's okay. Senator, go ahead.
Senator Gavino, please.
Senator Gavino.
Senator Geminiano Aragon,
Myself.
Senator Harris, please repeat.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Senator Gavino,
Gavino.
can you please repeat that?
Senator Gavino.
Senator Miyoshi,
Senator Gavino.
Senator Nunez,
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Senator Olgan,
Gavino.
Senator Perez,
Gavino.
Senator Pulliam,
Gavino.
Senator Shirazadi,
Shahzadi.
Senator Toledo Carrizano, and Senator Chong.
Senator Herminiano.
Senator Tran, you had not asked for permission to be recognized, so unfortunately you cannot vote for this. Okay, so the votes are Senator Gavino with 7 votes, Senator Geminiano Aragon with 4, Senator Shirzadi with 2, and 1 abstention. Congratulations, Senator Gavino. You are the External Affairs Chair. Okay. We'll now move on to Internal Affairs. The members of Internal Affairs are Senator Flores, Senator Miyoshi, Senator Toledo Carranza, who cannot be nominated for because she is not in the room, Senator Covenia, Senator Nunez, and Senator Basilio. Is there any nominations? Senator Aronson.
I nominate Senator Covenia.
Senator Covenia, do you accept?
I accept.
Thank you. Senator Geminiano Aragon.
I nominate Senator Basilio.
Senator Basilio, do you accept?
I accept.
Any other nominations? Senator Perez?
I nominate Senator Nunez.
Senator Nunez, do you accept?
No.
That was a good try, though. Any other nominations? Okay. So right now, I have nominations from Senator Covenia and Senator Basilio. No other nominations. Okay. Senator Covenia, would you like to give a 1-minute spiel? 1 second. Go ahead.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Brianna Covenia. I'm your graduate senator, and I served as your vice chair for the Internal Affairs Committee last semester. This year, I'd like to run for the chair. I'm honored to stand before you today to speak on what I believe is the heart of a strong organization: accountability, communication, and transparency. I'm here to serve you. If elected, I promise to work tirelessly and represent the interest of every member, and I will approach my role with integrity, dedication, and commitment to making sure our organization is functioning at its absolute best. Thank you for your time and consideration. To be honored, I'd be honored to have your support, and I look forward to working with all of you to create a stronger and more transparent committee. And lastly, thank you to Chair Gamino for your great support and for inspiration for this role. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Basilio?
Good morning to all of you, my fellow senators. As you all know, I'm your new humanities senator. I am running for chair of internal affairs because I believe I'm a good fit for the position. I've worked on the outside of Associated Students for 2 years now, and being on the inside is an entirely different experience. I was on a committee already as my step forward into AS, so I know how to collaborate with a group of people full of differing opinions in order to drive change in AS together. I'm ready to propel this organization forward because I believe that we must grow and improve internally to be able to serve students and our constituents efficiently and to the best of our abilities. This is why I will do what it takes to lead us into that direction. Thank you for your consideration.
Thank you. We will go ahead and do a roll call vote. Remember, just say last name. That's it. Attorney General Martinez.
Vice President Khan.
Abstain.
Senator Aronson.
Covenia.
Senator Basilio.
Basilio.
Senator Flores.
Covenia.
Senator Gavino.
Covenia.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Senator Basilio.
Senator Harris.
Senator Basilio.
Senator Covenia.
Covenia.
Senator Miyoshi.
Covenia.
Senator Nunez.
Senator Basilio.
Senator Olgan.
Covenia.
Senator Perez.
Covenia.
Senator Pulliam.
Covenia.
Senator Shirazadi.
Covenia.
Thank you.
Okay, so Senator Covenia with 9 votes, Senator Basilio with 4 and 1 abstention. Congratulations, Senator Covenia, the new Internal Affairs Chair. All right, we'll now move on to university affairs. To remind everyone of the committee members, it is Senator Olgan, Senator Tran, Senator Harris, Senator Aronson, Senator Pulliam. Are there any nominations? Senator Basilio.
I nominate Senator Harris.
Senator Harris, do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. Senator Covinia.
I nominate Senator Aronson.
Senator Aronson, do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. Senator Miyoshi.
I nominate Senator Olgan.
Senator Olgan, do you accept?
No.
You guys are so nice. Senator Perez.
I nominate Senator Pulliam.
Senator Pulliam, do you accept?
Respectfully decline.
Wow. Come on, Ella. Second try. Senator Tran.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Any other nominations? Seeing none? All right, so right now we have Senator Harris and Senator Aronson. So Senator Harris, would you like to provide a 1-minute spiel?
Yes.
Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to be your chair of University Affairs because of how close I have come to loving our campus. During my time in external affairs, I worked on the time, place, and manner policy. It was amazing to see how much of an impact we have made on not only our campus but others as well. But I realized how more than half of my office hours were spent working with Project Rebound, an organization that helps incarcerated people transition to four-year universities. I want to be able to protect them the way we are protecting students with the TPM policy across CSU campuses. Out of a 4 DEI week, I was luckily able to get them a spot, and I will work as hard as possible to get the rest of the university to feel as recognized as I fight for Project Rebound to be recognized and fix the connection between AS and MIC. This is the type of resilience and fight a chair of university affairs should have. Additionally, through my now 8 leadership positions, I have come to learn different parts of university and associated students, Greek life, and clubs in my college. Our keynote speaker from Reboot Day, Michael Tubb, had stated that he started out by just winging it, but through this experience in AS, he was able to, in his mayor position, he was able to succeed, and I have personally finished the winging part, and I'm fully ready to succeed.
Time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Senator Aronson, 1 minute.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. I just want to introduce myself. Most of you know me, but my name is Brandon Aronson. I'm the senator for Upper Division, so that means I'm campus-wide. I was chair for University Affairs last semester, but I have been serving the campus since fall 2023. I've been serving the campus primarily through civic engagement work. I tabled a lot last spring and over the summer, and then last fall prior to the election. As University Affairs Chair, I was able to apply a lot of the skills that I learned in my prior work to get things done. We dealt with over 20 legislative referrals, as I mentioned earlier, and credit to all of the committee members for continuing to fight, and I'm proud of the way that I was able to lead that committee to a lot of success in those legislative referrals. But I just want to touch on for a moment the fact that this semester is not going to be the same. Our students are under attack. They're scared. They're scared of being deported. They're scared of being detained.
Time.
They're scared of...
You finish your sentence.
They're scared, and I want to use the skills that I've learned as University Affairs Chair and through my work at CSUN in order to help them and give our students a safe place at CSUN. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and go with a roll call vote. Attorney Joe Martinez. And please say Senator or just last name. So we have Senator Harris and Senator Aronson. Go ahead.
Vice President Cohen.
Abstained.
Senator Aronson.
Aronson.
Senator Basilio.
Harris.
Senator Flores.
Aronson.
Senator Gavino.
Harris.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Harris.
Senator Harris.
Harris.
Senator Covinia.
Senator Aronson.
Senator Miyoshi.
Aronson.
Senator Nunez.
Aronson.
Senator Olgan.
Aronson.
Senator Perez.
Harris.
Senator Pulliam.
Aronson.
Senator Shirazadi.
Aronson.
Senator Tran.
Aronson.
Thank you.
So Senator Harris with 5 votes, Senator Aronson with 9 votes, and 1 abstention. Congratulations, Senator Aronson, for being the University Affairs Chair. Two-timer. Sorry. I was a two-timer when I was a senator. Have I mentioned that before? I've probably mentioned that like 6 times. Senator Basilio.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Okay. So to our new standing committee chairs, so that is Senator Gavino for External Affairs, Senator Covinia for Internal Affairs, and Senator Aronson for University Affairs. Please keep in mind that we will reach out to you for scheduling parliamentary procedure. Maybe we'll consider if it's necessary for Senator Gavino and Senator Aronson, because you guys were chairs, but we'll discuss and find out. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We'll move past information items and discussion items into legislative referrals. We have quite a lot of legislative referrals because we didn't read out any last week. So I'll go ahead and start. So the first one is from Senator Gavino, titled Alternative Options for Parking Passes. The request is to explore the possibility of creating parking passes that are more affordable and better cater to the needs of our community. It's a mouthful. This can include parking passes that are for specific days of the week or a group of days, among other options. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. The next one, which is submitted by Senator Rodriguez-Hueda, previous senator, I will still assign it to a committee, and the committee can decide if they want to keep it or not. It's titled CSUN Campus Electric Scooter Ban. The request is electric scooters pose a safety threat to pedestrians and are hazardous to our campus environment. A total ban should be imposed on the entry and use of electric scooters on campus grounds. Doing so will increase students' feeling of safety while commuting on campus and protect members of our campus that are more vulnerable to injuries or accidents from electric scooters. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. Our next one is from Senator Basilio, titled Cold Water in the SRC. The request is to have the building managers of the SRC make sure the water is always cold, because sometimes it's warm and the taste is already not the best. So having it always cold distracts you from noticing it's not the best. I think everyone who uses the SRC would benefit. Suggested to University Affairs, and I will send it to University Affairs. The next one is from Senator Basilio, titled Advocacy Across the Board. The request is to add a duty/ability to all senator positions that allows them to be present in meetings with students and their deans/other staff in the event that the student asks for an unbiased person, because the student feels it's better for someone not of their college to be present at the meeting, or because the staff/dean went against CSUN codes and wrongfully scheduled a meeting. This ability/duty would be even better if assigned to the Chief Justice and Judicial Court alike. Suggested to Internal Affairs, it will go to Internal Affairs. From Senator Basilio, titled Add to the duties of the Chief Justice position. The request is to make it so that the Chief Justice takes on the important responsibility of being a liaison between clubs/organizations and associated students' leadership. This would include duties like creating meetings between clubs and orgs presidents and the AS president and vice president to bridge gaps between them and leadership. I believe the current duties of Chief Justice do not do enough to strengthen relationships with clubs/orgs beyond the initial contact of, quote, AS approval of said clubs and orgs recognition by the MIC and AS. This is why clubs and orgs on campus feel a high disconnect with leadership, and it is our responsibility to connect with our constituents, including those who run clubs/orgs on our campus. This was suggested to Internal Affairs. It will go to Internal Affairs. Next one is from Senator Geminiano Aragon. Title is Statement of Supporting for Undocumented and DACA Students. The request is, in face of recent political and anti-immigration policies, it is necessary for CSUN AS to release a statement of support for undocumented and DACA students. Suggested to External Affairs. It will go to External Affairs. The next one is from Senator Geminiano Aragon, titled Supporting International Students and Providing Information. The request is urge the International and Exchange Student Center to inform international students about changes and updates to the education system and provide support on how to be safe in and off-campus environments. Off-campus environments. Demand that the university stands with their international students and protects them in getting their education at CSUN. This was suggested to External Affairs, and I will send it to External Affairs. This is from Senator Basilio, titled 24-Hour Vending Machines. The request is there should be 24-hour vending machines available to students, especially because most locations on campus that sell snacks, food, hygiene products, etc., close before late-night classes. Suggested to University Affairs, it will go to University Affairs. Senator Basilio, titled Campus Murals. The request is there are a lot of blank walls on campus that we should use for murals representing the different cultures, including ethnicities and race, that we have here on campus, especially highlighting those that have made monumental changes in the past and present. This was suggested to External Affairs or University Affairs, but I will send this to University Affairs. The next one is the last one. From Senator Basilio, titled Extended Hours for Places That Serve Hot Food. The request is the locations that serve hot food should extend their hours to match those of the USU Mercado's hours. They should match their Monday through Thursday hours at the very least, so that students can purchase actual food even if they're here after 5 p.m. This was suggested to University Affairs and External Affairs, but I will send it to University Affairs. That is it. Wow, my mouth is dry. And I'm out of beverage. But that's it. Okay, thank you, everyone. Now we'll move on to announcements. Are there any announcements from the board? Vice President Khan.
I've scheduled sent 2 emails. One is that elections email that I hope you send out. I specify in there that this is tasked to you and to BCC me, so please do so. And the second email that is scheduled sent for 11:30, by the way. Second email that's scheduled sent is tabling for tomorrow at the farmers market. Please sign up as soon as possible so I'm not scrambling and trying to convince people to table who don't want to table. Thank you.
Senator Aronson.
I just want to say thank you to everyone for electing me. I'm really excited to make change this semester, and all the respect to Senator Harris. I'm excited to work with you in University Affairs.
All right, any other announcements? Senator Perez.
Thank you. I meant to share this last week, but due to other circumstances was unable to. I just wanted to offer a resource for anyone who your constituents are struggling with either their immigration status and need a lawyer, or I know with the fires, a lot of fire policies were canceled. There's potential, and then also during a state of emergency, different places cannot raise rent. So if they're just suffering with like any of those legal issues or anything else, there is a student legal support clinic. I believe it's off of Reseda, and it's a partnership between CSUN and Southwestern Law School, where they can receive free legal advice. And then if it is an extended circumstance, they do their best to give you a referral to either another pro bono service or a low-cost service.
Fun fact, I think AS funds that.
They do. So you should really encourage students to use it.
$40,000, we fund that.
So you should really
use it. Any other announcements? Okay, seeing none. I'm sorry, guys. Senator Flores.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good Monday, had a good weekend. I'm a part of the Cesar Chavez Commemorative Committee out of San Fernando, the city of San Fernando, and we're currently organizing for the annual March for Justice. This year it's happening on March 30th, but if you want to get involved on off campus, please reach out to me. We're having a bigger meeting that's inviting everyone in the community on February 21st. If you would like to be involved, please reach out to me.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, seeing none, we'll now move into final roll call. Are we serious? Okay, Senator Basilio.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted, that's important actually. Okay, well, that's funny. Okay, Attorney General Martinez, go ahead.
Vice President Khan.
Here.
Senator Aronson.
Here.
Senator Basilio.
Here.
Senator Flores.
Here.
Senator Gavino.
Here.
Senator Geminiano Aragon.
Here.
Senator Harris.
Here.
Senator Covina.
Here.
Senator Miyoshi.
Here.
Senator Nunez.
Here.
Senator Olgan.
Here.
Senator Perez.
Here.
Senator Pulliam.
Here.
Senator Shirazadi.
Here.
Senator Tran.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will adjourn this meeting at 11:05 a.m.